Now the MGTD, guys, these are such good value for money. Honestly, it just boggles the mind how such good value they are. They really, really are. I mean, we've done lots of these over the years. We used to constantly have 2 or 3 of these on the go when we were retailing. I can't think how many of these I've worked on over the years. And we were bringing them back in from the States as well as some of the UK cars, and we were stripping them down, repainting them, retrimming them, basically rebuilding them and sending them back out. And they were going out. They were going out the door about anything from sort of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,000 pounds, depending on the spec and the colours. We did two-tone colours for different people. We've sent them overseas. We've sent them to Cyprus. We've sent them everywhere. We've kept a lot of them left-hand drive. We converted a lot to right-hand drive. We put 5-speed conversions in. You name it, really, we did it. And then, all of a sudden, this last few years, they've just come down and down and down. They've levelled out now, fortunately. But the car that you were having to give £20,000 for, really just a few years ago, is now 14, something like that, really, equivalent. The car obviously you were giving £10,000 for, then is now only 7. Yeah, so horses for courses. But I am so tempted to get one myself. My dad's never really been without one. He's always had one as long as I can remember. He's only ever had, I think, his own personal car. I think he's only ever had 2 or 3, but never been without one. And it was a bit of a standing joke in the family for many years, because out of the vast collection of cars that he's lucky enough to have, the one that came out every summer was the TD. The Astons and the Jaguars and everything else stayed in the shed, and the TD came out. So that says it all, doesn't it, really? Best driving one that they do, in my opinion. It's a good compromise between looks and drivability. Independent front suspension, obviously, on these. Steering rack as opposed to a steering box. They've still got that period style with obviously the separate lamps for the wings. When they went onto the TF, obviously the lamps are fluted into the wings. Does give it a little bit of a kit car look, I'm afraid. I think that's sort of regarded as being the way to look on the TF. The TD is still got the looks of the A's and the B's and the C's, but the drivability is completely different. These little cars just drive lovely. They really do. 1250 XPAG engines. Yeah, I don't know if this one's got a 5-speed conversion. No, I would say not on there. Can't find it, but I'm doing it left-handed. That's not the be all and end all. We're not going around everywhere at a million miles an hour nowadays, are we? I'll put that back on, just see if she'll fire up. There's some numbers and that for you. I'm sure the lads have already done photographs of the numbers for you. I think from memory the engine numbers on the other side for what it's worth, but there you go. So make sure I've left that out of there. There you go, look at that. Look at that. There you go. They are. I've just put the battery on, turned the key, didn't even pull the choke out properly. The choke's still right over this side. You can hardly reach it. Put it back in before she chokes up. There you go. Look at that. If that doesn't say it all for you, then what does? And incidentally, there she is, look. Clear as a whistle at the back. Brilliant little car. Brilliant little car. I'm talking myself into this blooming thing, I am. And incidentally, you can get... engine internals are a little tricky. Cranks, pistons and rods and so forth, they're a little bit tricky. But you won't need them, will you? But everything else, that door handle, that headlamp, that bumper, bearings, brakes, linings, you name it, hoods, tonneaus, racks, wheels, you name it, order it today, ring up Moss's, order it today, get it tomorrow. Yeah, must make them surely the easiest to use little British sports car out there. I think you should come down and have a look. while you are here, have a quick look at the paperwork upstairs as well, for what it's worth. The cars we used to bring in from the States, incidentally, came in with nothing. So they were what they were. Really, I wouldn't make a big thing about paperwork on this type of car myself. It's not a Lagonda, is it? So if it's got some, great. If it hasn't, I couldn't really care less. If I was buying it, it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. Anyway, there you go. That's what it is. I think it's fantastic value for money. I'm sure I'm not going to be on my own when I say that. And hopefully the car should do well. I mean, that car should achieve sensible money, shouldn't it, through the sale? Yeah, brilliant value for money.